Hi everybody, welcome back. All right, we left off, let me move my tissues here. We left off by, we did the washes. We did the red wash and we did the blue wash. And I came down last night, or the night before, and did some creasing. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to show you what I've been doing. So you got your bucket of water here for rinsing your brushes off. Now this has been sitting for a little bit. This is what it looks like. This is the, I got to mix it up. So I'm going to mix it up. And so you can see, this is the color I used. Acrylic paint. And this is the color. Let me see. And see, it's kind of, see, it's more, it's not as see-through as the other ones I was doing. And this is the maroon color. It changes color. I'm trying to see if you can see. There you go. I'll tip it a little bit so you can see it. When you add the emulsion to the paint, it changes it because this isn't clear, it's white. So it dulls it a little bit. See, this is the color it should be, and this is the color that it is. See, it's totally not that dark. So, and I've adjusted my painting style to that because of that. So you just mix this up, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go through the creases again. I don't think I'm going to go over it again on the head, but I might on the legs and feet. I'm going to show you how it looks. This is the brushes I've been using. I got these at Wally. So this is the one I mix with, what I take the paint out with, unless I need a very small amount, and then I will use this size. But I've been using this one right here to pounce behind the ears, inside the ears, to pounce it out because the sponge won't fit. And these are the two that I've been using for creases. And I have a skinnier one if I need to use it. But those are the ones that I've been using. Plus I have a Q-tip. I have Q-tips and toothpicks nearby because you may need them. So let me show you his head. Okay. Yeah, you can see the red. I did some with the lips. There's some in the nose, on the eyes right here. These creases right here around the nose, across this, I can't remember what this is called, up there, and behind the neck, on the neckline, on the neck, did those. I'm not real happy with those. I had to go back through those because it left watermarks, and I had to fix that, so that's fixed. But I did do, you can't really tell, but there's some inside the mouth. So there's his head. So I think you can see pretty well of that. Okay. Here's one of the hands. I don't know if you can see. See, you can see the red in between the fingers. You can't see these ones very well. It's done. You can tell that it's done. And the top of the hand. See, I was thinking about going over it again, but I'm not sure if I want to or not. There's enough detail there that, but there's more so on this one. It's deeper on this one and on the hands. See, you can see it better. And then on the feet, underneath there. See, these deep lines in here aren't done very well. I mean, they're done, but it's not. See, you can see them, but it's not like in your face. And I kind of want to, I'll probably redo these ones because they're not showing up. I mean, you can see those fine, but I'll probably redo the bottom of that foot and this foot is good. I think it's good compared to the other one. I mean, you can tell, compare, say you can see this one, you can't see these ones. So I'm probably going to redo that one. And then the front, I mean, you can see right here, you don't have to do all the lines, just pick out the deep ones. In between the toes, I added some of the, this color to the toenails, but I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell, but there is. So it looks like right now, I'm pretty happy with all of it except for this foot. So I'm going to redo this right here, and then we will talk about, so I'll redo that when we get there. Okay, so the next one is the bluing. Now I'm going to talk about it, and you can decide if you want to do it or not. Now on the preemies and sometimes a newborn one, the blue that you used to do all over the kit, the light blue, you can choose to use this one, or if you want it to show up darker, you can use the ultramarine, the darker blue. And I think I'm going to use this blue. I have to remix it up, add some water to it, add some distilled water to it. And you're going to do, let me get in the eyes right here. See where it's dark already? In there, right? Across the bridge of the nose, around the nose, inside the nose. You can add some inside the mouth. This doll is going to be a little bit hard, baby, because you can't really see it that well, and it's hard to get the brush down in here. You're going to do right in these deep spots in the ears, right here. You're going to do that. And it's pretty much just the deepened areas, like in here, you know, the real deep parts is what that's going to be. And so that's the face. Oops. Oh, stay in there. Stay there, dude. Stay there. Please. Thank you. And on the hands, it's going to be the same thing, like in the deep sections. What does it say for the hands? Let me see. Tigger's raising heck. Let's see. If it's an open hand, you want to do it in the middle of the palm. So like right here. And that's what we're going to do on both of them because the palm is right there. So we're going to do that on both of them. If there's a fist like this, you're going to do in here, right? And in here. You're going to do. Okay, and then if you've got like in the wrists, see the deep one right here in the inside the wrist. And then in the legs, the same kind of thing. Around the ankle, between the toes, back of the knee, you know, back in here. It's the deep creases and crevices. So my cat is raising heck. He is just on one. So that's the bluing if you decide to do it. And the yellowing is going to be the high points, which is, I only do the elbows, the knees, tip of the nose, the chin, and a little bit right here. That's all I do for, on the tip of the ears. That's all I do for yellows, the yellowing kind. This is more of a details kind of thing. There's more to it if you want to, but that's all I do. And then veins if you want to add veins. And I will use this color for veins. And you can look those up. I usually do across the top of the foot, up the ankle on both sides, the wrists. You can see mine right here. You can see. I kind of just look at mine and do mine accordingly. And then we're on to mottling. So as we do this, hopefully it won't take me very long. It shouldn't. So I'm going to go do this crease real quick, and then I will show you the blue. It's pretty quick, and then the yellow, it's really quick. So I will be back with that. Okay, so let me get this darker. You can see the blue. See the blue? See the blue? I'm trying to get the light away from it. There we go. See the blue? And in between the toes and all that. That one's done. I added more to this one. You can see there's more red and there's blue. It's almost as deep as that one. You just can't tell. There you go. There. And the same with the top. And the hand. It comes off as like way dark on the thing, but it's not that dark. You can tell, but it's not that dark. And see this one? You can tell, you can see the red, but you can see the blue. You can see the blue. So, and then the face. I don't know, yeah, you can kind of tell. I did it over the bridge of the nose, around the nose, across the eye, in the ear. You can tell there's a blue hue inside the ear. So that's it for the bluing. That's all I'm going to do with that. So the next item of business is the yellowing. So get this, and the yellowing is really easy. It's because you don't do a whole lot with it. So let's add our. I'm only going to use like a half of this, just a half, because I'm not going to use a lot of yellow. But I am still going to. You still have to use the emulsion. You just need a little tiny speck and the yellow. So rinse your brushes off after you're done, hence paper towel or what have you on the bottom. And it's supposed to be a full brush, but I'm only going to do like half because I don't need a lot of yellow. And I'll make another batch of this when we do the mottling. But right now I'm just going to do just this little bit and see how it's... See, that's how I like the paint. See, it's see-through, but it's not, you know what I mean? And if you notice that it's too much, then don't add as much. Just add a little more water to it. So we are going to use another brush, a smaller brush. Let's see. Let's do this one. It's just a smaller brush. And you get it up on your thing. Try to get the excess off a little bit. So yellowing. I always do right here on the tip of the nose, the forehead. You just do a little bit on the forehead here. You do a little bit on the cheek and on the chin. So, and then you're going to take your sponge and just dab it. You're just going to get the wetness off. And it's just the high point. So the tip of the cheek, tip of the nose, tip of the forehead, you know. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell at all. You can tell when it's in front of you, but on video it's kind of hard to tell. There's a yellow hue. Yeah, you can tell a little bit. It's a little bit of a yellow hue. We're going to do the top of the ear, top of the ears. And just pounce that off. It dripped down in there, so you're going to take that. Alrighty, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So, I want to do a little bit more on the cheek. I mean, it's just really subtle underneath. And when you add, I kind of like the nose really more, so you can see it. And that's about all I do for the head. And then the arms, the elbow, the tops of the knuckles, if it's folded, you know, if you're making a top of the knuckles, and just blend that in a little bit. And it's just to make a, it's more for the realism, because it's underneath the flesh, and you can see when you can see it with mine. See the yellow when you bend them like that? That's what you want, because they're bent. Okay, and then the elbow. And I mean, it doesn't look like a whole lot, but it does do something. And you can choose to do this or not. I mean, it's up to you. I do, it doesn't take long, it only takes like 5 minutes to add a little bit of the yellow to the high points. And you just add it to the knuckles. And now with air dry, because it's wet, it doesn't, I mean, you don't want to leave it too long, but sometimes I'll dab it on and I'll leave it there for a minute and then I'll go dab it off. You don't want to wait too long because then it'll look awful. But you can let it just for, you know, just in this, we're just talking, you know, and just go back and, because you're just dabbing, you're not wiping, okay, there's a difference. You're just dabbing. You're dabbing the excess water. Now, you can't probably really tell, but in front of me here, I can see the yellow. So, and then on the leg, you're going to do the knee, put some on the knee. You can put some up on the thigh, the heel, and same, like this is poking out right here, so you do it right here. The tips of the toes, and if it's bent at all, if the toes are bent, they're bent on the other foot. They're not bent on this foot. And you just tap it, okay, and then you just tap the heel. I'll probably add more to the heel. And you just do the tips of the nose, and just make sure it doesn't get into the crevices because you want to get that out if it does. Okay, we're going to add a little more to the heel. Because if you look at the baby's heel, it's got like that little yellow tint to it. A baby's heel. And so you want that little hint. And you see it a little bit. For some reason, when I first started doing this, I got aggravated because it wasn't showing up. So I added more paint to the mixture. So it was almost, you know, kind of thick, you know. And don't do that. It does not come off very well. So don't do that. Just add, if you want it to really show up, just add a bunch of little layers, you know. and it's sufficient. Because I was getting so frustrated because it wasn't showing up, you know. It show up when you put it on, like this, right? And then when I pounced it off, the yellow hue disappeared. And I didn't see it there. And it's like, what the heck? I want it there. So I added more paint to the mixture. So it made it thicker. And then you can't pounce it off like this if you do that, you know. And it's just meant to be underneath, you know. It's not meant to like stand out, although some do stand out. So I didn't do the tip of the toes. We'll do the tip of the toes. And you can leave it there for a minute. Like I said, though, you don't want to leave it there too long because it does dry and you don't want it to pool. You know, you don't want it to do that. And you want to make sure you get it out of the crevices. But I can see it. It's just not in your face kind of thing. If you like it that way, then, you know, just keep adding layers of this and you'll be good. So, done with the yellow. That was quick with the yellow. With the yellow, just rinse off your brush. Rinse off your brushes because we're going to mix up another color. Okay, what's next? We did the yellow. And veins. Okay, we're back to the blue. I don't usually add veins because when I do the mottling, it looks like veins. So I don't usually add veins, but I'll show you what to do. You're going to take, it depends on how wide you want them. I got these two that I used for the creases. But to show you, we'll do the top of the hand, okay? And I will do it kind of thick so you can see it. See it? Easy. And you just, you know, so your veins, see my veins go down in between my hands. See? Like that. And that's kind of what I did there. Take your blue sponge or a new sponge, whichever. And you're just going to tap it. You're not going to wipe it. Okay? Now, you can kind of see it still on the hand right there. I don't usually, if I do veins, it's usually the top of the hands and the top of the feet if I do it at all, because I like the way the mottling looks better. But you can do that, like I'm going to let it set, okay? I'm going to let it set for a little bit. I'm not going to let it pool in there though. So I don't want it pooling in the crevices because it'll be hard to get out. But if you do that and you let it dry, it's going to look like that, okay? So we're going to just pounce it a little bit. Just pounce it, not real hard, just so you take the wet off. There we go. See, you can still see it, just barely though. So that is a veining. Now, if you want to do that, that's fine. I do it on the hands. Just because you want it to kind of show up, you know. And here's the back side. So, and like I said, I don't want it pooling in there. So I will take some out with the corner of the brush, the thing. And you know, you get it to where you like how it looks. If you like it to stand out, I would make this a little thicker, like add more paint to it. I'm not going to do that because I don't want it to like be in your face. I want it to just barely show up. See, you can see it. See, you can see the shadow. That's how I like it. Just barely. Like, you know, just barely. Just barely. You can see it. See? You can see through there. This isn't as dark. And I'm fine with that. I don't want it like that. I want it just a little bit. Just a little bit. And you do that. You just kind of make little, like rivers. Like little rivers. Right? It's going to come off the hand like that. And you're not going to wipe it. You just, see how it's wet? And you're just going to let the sponge soak up the water. So what you have left, you still have color. You still have some of the color. That one didn't stay as long, so we'll do it again. You can do it as many times as you want. Like I said, sometimes I'll do it, sometimes I won't. But if I do it like this, let it set for a minute, not long, and then you just kind of just tap it. See, that one you can see better a little bit. Okay, now we'll do the front. I like the top of the hand better. It's easier for me. And you just do it up the arm, you know. See, you can see it. And you don't want to see how it's thicker in that right there and right in here. You don't want that. So you can take the brush and kind of soak it up. Soak it up. See, I just soaked it up. But you can still see the vein. See, you can soak it up. Let's see, right here, this middle one. This middle one right here, watch. And see, it's still there. That's what the sponge does. You can do it with a brush too if you want. But I just want it to be like it looks like it's underneath the skin. Like mine. Like that. And if you don't know how to draw it, you can look up baby's veins online. And see how you see how to draw them. Okay, and you don't want that big thick one. So you're going to suck that out. The brush will suck it up. See? We'll suck it up. See how wet that is? We're going to take this and suck it up. See? Right here. Suck it up. I'll leave it there for a minute because this one isn't showing up as well, so we'll leave it there for a second. And then pounce it off. And you're going to do the exact same thing to the foot. Same idea. So you can still see it. See? That dark shadowing? That's the vein. Some people like it to be kind of in your face. Definite tone of lines. I don't. Now let's see. You'll have to, where this is part of the head, I'm assuming that there is a vein here. So I'm going to go up to the eye and I'll show you what I'm doing. Just making a little map. And let it sit there for a second. And just pounce the wet off. Pounce the wet off. And like I said, you're going to see kind of the same thing mottling does does it. But you can tell. See, you can see the lines, see? But you can see that, see? You can see it. See, it just looks like it's underneath the skin. That's so cool. So you want to do from the temples up, the front of the head. I don't think I'm going to do, maybe I'll do one in the back of the head because the back of the head's going to be bald. So I will do like a little track going in the back of the head, like that. And pounce it off. Now blue stains and red very, very easily. That's why you don't want to leave it on too long because you won't get it off and you won't be happy with what you see. See? You can see where I did it. See, it's just underneath the skin. And that's all I do for that. When we get to the capillaries, I take a, I'll probably have to get some. I have to get a toothpick because that's what I do the capillaries with, is a toothpick. Okay, so we did that. Now we're down to the feet. Now there's always veins on the bottom of the feet. And it usually goes up the ankle, up the leg. So the bottom, up the ankle. Okay, you want to do it on both sides. And then the top of the foot, which is going to be hard to do because his foot is really wrinkly. But I will try because I do want it on the top of the foot. Okay, so now that dried a little bit, we can take that off and this one off. And if your baby has lots of little crevices, you want to get inside those crevices because you don't want that there. Top of the foot's going to be a little hard for me because there's wrinkles. And there's a lot of wrinkles. So it's going to be a little bit harder to do. I'm going to suck that out. Suck that out. Suck it out. See it? And then you blow on it a little bit so it dries a little bit quicker. Don't want it to dry too quick. This is something that you can't just go do something else and come back to it. You have to do it. So you can't probably see it too well. A little bit. It's not much. It's just enough to make a little bit of veins. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. I just start from the bottom of the toes and kind of go up the leg a little bit. Same with the ankle. And the other side. The bottom, you want it to go into the ankles. Okay, there's that one. There and there. That's a mess on that side. So we'll clean that up a little bit because that's too much. We want lines, not puddles. That's good. And we'll get in between the toes because we went up there. And you're just dabbing. You're just getting it, the dab. Because the blue is still... It's easier to do when you're in person because you can see what you're dabbing and what you're not. Just make sure it's not in the So you can see where I went up the ankle, you can see that blue. You can see that blue. So, and the top of the foot's there. So there we go. That's the veining. You can spend as much or as little as you want on that. I am not a big fan of veining, like I said. But I will do it on the top of the hands, top of the feet, and a little bit on the forehead, not much. And this blue is really good because it's not like in your face, but it really, like right now looking at it, it just looks like, it looks just like this. It's underneath the skin. It's just underneath the skin. And it looks pretty cool. So, we did that. Okay, now we're at mottling. So, what time is it? I'm going to do mottling. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 layers of mottling. And when you get to the maroon one, that's where you're going to go back over the lips, your creases if you want to, and all that when you do the maroon mottling. And now, did I say I was going to do a flush layer after this? You don't have to, you can. I don't know if I'm going to because it looks really good. I will after the mottling though. I'll do blue. I think I made notes. Blue, yellow. Yep. As soon as I do the blue and the yellow, I do a flush layer. Then I do the red. I do the red and do another flush layer. And then I do the green and the purple. And then I do another flush layer. And then we're just at blushing, like the cheeks and the top of the knees. And then your last layer flush. So this baby's almost done. So it takes about, depending on how long you work on it, like I only do a couple of hours a day. Like I didn't do any yesterday. But I did do, the night before I did the creases. And then today we're doing all this other little stuff. Now we've got 5 layers of mottling to do. And I will probably, I'll do the blue one and the yellow one. I don't know. I might do all of them tonight. I got to go to work tomorrow. So I don't know. I'm going to have to work on them in the afternoon time. But this baby should be done painting-wise, hopefully by the weekend. Today is Monday. I started him on Saturday. So he should be done painting-wise by the weekend, I'm hoping. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, guys, I hope this has been helpful for you. I know it's kind of hard to, our video is really hard to do, but you try to show as much as you can. And, you know, depending on your lighting and stuff, it kind of sucks. But, yeah. So anyway, make sure you clean your brushes after you're done so that you're good. And cover your paints. Like I just pile them like this. And then, because I probably won't use those again, I'll make a different batch of yellow because you're going to use the blue and the yellow to make the green. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody's comments. And thank you for being patient with me. And like I said, I'm going to do these videos. I don't know how often we'll do hauls now, or I'm going to try to do Theme Thursdays still. You know, we're going to finish this baby and do like a box opening kind of thing. So what I've been doing and spending a lot of time on is the little stuff. Changing the babies, Twin Tuesday. That's probably not going to happen for a little while. We'll just see how it goes. But I appreciate everybody's comments and everything and being supportive. And, you know, I try to respond. If I don't actually respond, I usually hit the heart. So just know that I'm reading them, and I appreciate everybody's comments and everything. Thank you so much. And we will see you through the mottling process. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.